Good morning and welcome to the NBA Daily, live from Summer League. I'm Dave DuFour here with Andrew Schlecht, our good friend Keith Parish, and we're doing another draft. This time, the bleakest futures, right?
That's right.
We're doing the bleakest futures in
Correct.
the NBA from all 30 teams, and we're going to switch the draft order up from yesterday's show. I'm still going to go last because it's just not fair for me to put myself ahead of you guys. So, Andrew, you're going to get the first pick in the bleak draft.
I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks, number one.
Wow. Harsh but fair.
I think it's going to be really tough for this team to make the kind of run they need to make to keep Giannis. I think it's going to be really, really difficult. They also, if they decide to be bad, they have control of one draft pick right now. And those are the draft picks that are most important to you.
2032?
Yes. Whenever you decide that we're going to be bad, those are the most valuable draft assets are your own. And when you don't have control of that, you put yourself in a really weird spot.
And they took a risk with the Damian Lillard wave and stretch. That money's just dead on their books for 5 years. And they did it to sign a guy to a 4-year, $107 million deal. So they tied up like $50 million in player salaries in Miles Turner and just getting him on the roster.
Who are their 5 best players right now?
This is a great question. Who's the guy that's going to dribble besides Giannis? 5 best players on that team. If we're going, I mean, it's Giannis, Miles Turner.
Yep.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Gary Trent.
Gary
Bobby
Trent.
Portis.
Had a solid year.
Bobby Portis.
I mean, they signed Gary Harris.
Gary might be on the list.
But who's the point guard?
I mean, it's going to be an awful lot of KPJ, which is not a recipe for winning.
That's a nightmare. And the thing is, they still have Giannis. So they can still win 50 games. They could still maybe win a playoff series. I just don't know. I mean, it's going to be a hard road for them. I mean, Giannis is going to have an MVP level season and then some. He's going to have to do something that makes his best season look ridiculous.
Yeah.
At age 31, when we feel like he's probably taken a little bit of a step back, especially defensively, he has. I think it's tough.
Are you weighing in the thought that they could have a couple more years of Giannis and then that's it also as part of the bleak future?
Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, even now, like you trade Giannis now, you get a lot for it. But if they hang on to him for even 2 more years, then Giannis is 32. He's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Especially come playoff time, whenever he's been overtaxed in the regular season every year for a while. Then he gets to the playoffs and he's fallen to injury. So I just worry about that for him. And I worry about that for the Bucks. Like I think there's an ideal time to trade these guys to get the most value for them. And I think it's now for them, but they clearly don't want to. And
you can't trade Giannis unless he asks out. Like that is their Steph Curry. I mean, if he wants to stay.
I get it. You win a title, but I just don't know where they go.
Yeah. The Damian Lillard wave and stretch is such a huge mistake to me. You just tied up this, even though the cap's going to go up, you just tied up a player salary that could be a starting level player for you in dead money. Mm-hmm. And their guard play was already a problem. Even with Dame on the roster, it was a problem.
Yeah.
They had no one behind him. Wings. Is it going to be Andre Jackson? I mean, what are we looking at here? Who's going to guard the best player on the other team just this year?
Yeah. And I just don't know what the path is for them getting better players.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, they have no assets to trade. It's going to be maybe Kyle Kuzma and the 2032 pick. What does that get you?
I don't know.
I liked how when we were ranking their best players, none of us said Kuzma.
You can't.
No.
I mean,
you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You said KPJ. I wouldn't say his name either, but he did have a good second half of the season for them.
Yeah.
I'm still just not a believer.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think some guard would, in the style of Gary Trent Jr., take a pay cut to come play with Giannis with this opportunity. But still, you guys convinced me. I was having a hard time reading bleak, even though I don't love the situation they've found themselves in.
Yeah.
But it's like you still have Giannis. But yeah, you guys convinced me. It is actually.
I mean, look, they couldn't sign Tyus Jones. Just any ball handler whatsoever. I think that's a great pick. Great number one pick. Keith, no pressure.
So I'm gonna zag a little bit. I think I'm gonna pick a team that, in their minds, what they're selling to their audience, to their fans, is the future.
Yeah,
they're only selling the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not a believer in the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
I have a belief, controversially, that you have to have good basketball players to win NBA games.
It helps.
Who is their best player? Michael Porter Jr.
Probably Michael Porter Jr.
I mean,
now.
yeah, like
Nick Claxton.
I don't know. They don't, like, what starter level players do they have? And beyond that, I mean, maybe some of these guys who've been playing in the summer league, their whole team is here. You know, like one of those guys pops. They obviously have many future draft picks coming their way. But if you don't get a transformational, game-changing Giannis level player, if you don't get your own Cooper Flagg or your own Victor Wembanyama, you have nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, when's the plan to start winning? And so I don't know if we capped this timeline of like the future. Like, this is like starting a team from scratch.
Yeah.
This is like an expansion team without the actual expansion players you drafted. Like, this is like, I mean, maybe Michael Porter Jr. rises to that level. Like,
I don't see it.
I mean, Keon Johnson, like who's the, when Nets fans are talking and they're saying, hey, let's trade for this guy, or like they're saying, we want to, this team wants to trade like for so-and-so. When you're a Nets fan talking, who do you say is our untouchable guy?
There's not
It doesn't
one.
exist.
Not even after you draft 5 guys in the first round.
Yeah. Well, like who did you take in the 2025 draft? You're
It's their coach.
But it's
their
like,
coach is maybe the best like asset they have outside of the, they got their.
I mean, are people going to bat for Nick Claxton, who makes like a pretty fair amount? Like, he's not a cheap contract.
Yeah.
He's just like, well, you've paid that guy who's maybe a starter.
Right.
But you've paid him like a starter. And so I don't know. I mean, I don't see the vision for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
They have nothing. And they'll say, well, we got picks. But even it's colored, I guess it's totally colored off also for me by their offseason, where it's like, you traded for Terrence Mann? Like,
yeah, why'd you do that? Yeah.
Like,
essentially,
you gave away Cam Johnson.
Right.
You took an unprotected first round pick, good job for a bad team, to absorb Michael Porter Jr.'s contract. Mm-hmm. And then you threw in Cam Johnson as a gift on top of that. So like, I'm lost at what the Nets have done. And like, if I were a season ticket holder, if I were a podcaster about the Nets, if I were someone who took my kids to watch basketball, what are the Nets selling me? We're going to be good in 3 years.
They're selling you cap space.
Yeah.
And free agency, as we just saw,
and so
doesn't really have any free agents in it anymore.
it's like, oh, have you opened up a lot of cap space the same time as like a bunch of other, like Lakers are going to have some maybe if they want it, or the Clippers, or like.
They basically have 2 years to like really hit in the draft.
Yeah.
Like they've got, and that will turn things, if they hit in this next draft and the year after, then I think they'll be fine.
So,
but like they have to hit in the draft.
And again, when we say fine, it's like you're going to start having a couple good players. Like I mean, how many do you need to win a playoff series?
You need a lot.
It's more than like 5.
You need a lot.
And it's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe there certainly could have been other situations I could have picked where it's like, I don't understand what the front office is doing, but I think the Nets front office has hit that for me.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand asset accumulation, but this, to me, this is nowhere. This is a bleak nowhere. Saying over the next 8 years we have 13 picks, I'm like, that is bleak. I'm sorry, that's bleak to me. When you're the Thunder and you tell me that, I'm like, oh, that's amazing, because you have a bunch of awesome players already. When you're starting from scratch, it's like you're going to build from the draft. I don't know.
It's pretty bleak.
With my pick, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I've brought this team up every single time we've talked about bad off seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how you watched what just happened in New Orleans and think they're going to do anything.
Yeah.
Ever, much less in the next 5 years. They already have to make a decision on maybe moving Zion. It seemed like there's a lot of pressure there maybe to do that. They threw away a prized asset for for nothing to move up in the draft and get a guy that might have even been there when at the 23rd pick. They give that away to Atlanta. I don't know what they're doing bringing in Jordan Poole for a team that's allegedly trying to compete. Like, this is not a winning player.
No.
He's an NBA champion, Jordan Poole.
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry.
Not sure how.
Excuse me?
He has won. But how do these rookies fit in?
Yeah.
In what world are we going after Queen, the center, like that doesn't really have like the skills that are modern NBA big has to have? Like, he doesn't really stretch the floor. He's not fast. He's not like super athletic. Definitely not going to be able to switch. They've thrown it away very fast. They've thrown everything they had. And this was a team that a couple years ago we all were very high on because they had all this young talent. Mm-hmm. And it seems like that has just died. It's dried up. New Orleans is the place where players' careers now go to die. Mm-hmm. Last place you want to be. And I think that makes them beyond what they've done. It's just that players aren't going to want to go there. Period.
Well,
DeJounte Murray.
I was going to say this
next year.
They
right?
still have DeJounte Murray,
but he's not going to be there. He won't be playing for a while, right? He's got his Achilles. He's going to be a diminished player most likely anyway.
Yep.
And on a how long is that contract right now? I think he's got 3 years left on that deal.
Yeah, it's brutal.
So they are in really bad shape, and then they took a double-barreled shotgun and shot themselves in the feet.
Yeah, three more years for DeJounte. He's a player. He has a player option in 27-28.
For how much?
31.
That's not too bad.
I mean, the last two teams that acquired DeJounte Murray lost the trade.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, it's impressive for the Hawks to spin off of it.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's impressive. Yeah.
The Pelicans are they're a confusing team.
Yeah.
And like, you're excited about Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Like, those guys, so exciting. And then you throw in the Zion, you're like, okay, they're competing to try to win. And you understand maybe not totally tearing it down, but then they're in not the middle, they're in like the lower middle where it's like,
right.
Yeah, I understand we have proof of concept from a couple of years ago, but like the Jordan Poole move doesn't make a ton of sense with the players they currently have. And then to give away that unprotected, like best of Pelicans and Bucks, it's like, read the room.
How do you come in and that's the thing that you do your first summer? How is that the move? Like, how did you even get the job? Did you come in and pitch this?
That was
the idea. You know, I just am confused. Your first summer seems like it would be the easiest one as a new guy. You either can do nothing and say, hey, look, we're just trying to figure this out. Or you come in and you've cooked up this great plan and maybe that's how you got the job. I am lost as to how the Pelicans are going to function. Period.
Yeah.
Over the next few years. This was such a befuddling.
And even moving off of CJ McCollum's money. I mean, Jordan Poole, I think an argument can be made. Jordan Poole made a lot of progress last year.
Sure.
And again, it wasn't a winning situation,
Fair.
But maybe in the right situation, he can blossom again. He's a talented player, but it's perplexing to move off of the expiring CJ McCollum money to bring in a similar player and then draft a similar-ish player.
Right.
You know, like in Freer's, Pelican situation is not ideal right now.
Yeah. All right, Andrew, your pick in the bleakest draft.
I'm taking Phoenix.
Probably a good pick. One of the dumb teams.
I just don't know where they're going. They just gave this extension.
They are going
to Devin Booker.
To trade Devin Booker is really where they're going.
I mean, they have to, right? Like, what other direction do they have to go? I mean, they didn't make the playoffs last year when they had Kevin Durant. And Devin Booker played 75 games last year. It's not like he missed a ton of time and that was the reason that they missed the playoffs.
To be fair, though, they were starting Yusuf Nurkic for a good chunk of the season.
That was their choice.
I know. Like, this was the thing, right? Like, they don't have good players now.
That was their choice. They made a lot of choices to get to this place.
It's strange where they have a lot of players. Last season, they had a lot of players who I would describe as pretty good NBA players.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, where it's like even the depth pieces. It's like Royce O'Neal, who's an all right player. Grayson Allen, all right
Ryan
player.
Dunn was pretty good for a rookie.
Yeah, and even some of the rookies showed a little bit. They could never figure out who to ever play.
Right.
Like there was always, let's try a new game. Let's try a new guy, like the end of the rotation. But like, it's also perplexing when you think like they brought in Tyus Jones and like we thought that was going to help at least facilitate some. And I remain honestly lost about Devin Booker, the player. Yeah. Where I'm like, I thought you were maybe one of the 10 best guys in the NBA.
He was in the finals. 15? He was in the finals not that long ago.
Well, how did we all felt so good about him coming off that Olympic run?
And the Olympic run.
They're going to add KD.
100%.
What if Booker can be like Olympic Booker? And it didn't materialize.
Yeah.
But now they're in the situation where I actually feel like they have pivoted at least in a reasonable manner. I felt like the return from Kevin Durant, that trade, totally acceptable. They got Malawach, the big center. They trade for Mark Williams. Seems maybe aggressive to make that trade, but they're trying some stuff. Some front court guys. Maybe there's a world where Jalen Green pops a little bit more. I do honestly believe in the transformational power of Dylan Brooks.
I was going to ask
culture.
You. Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Dylan Brooks has won an outrageous number of basketball games the last 4 or 5 years.
True.
He basically only plays for 2 seeds. And so maybe there's something there. I don't know. But beyond that, the decision to say, all right, we're going to spend all our money and just try to go for it full bore. And then to be like, actually, no, didn't work. And now we've traded all our picks and all our second round picks. Or there's swaps involved, but still, losing control of those things. And then, obviously, Matt Ishbia has proven he will pay money.
Right. He will pay.
But because there's a lot of teams, if they sign their best player to an extension that starts at over $70 million per season, I'm like, well, I know you're not going to fill out the roster now. So maybe Ishbia will when the time comes. But yeah, you certainly have to wonder how long Devin Booker has at an elite level. And also, why isn't his elite level a little bit more right now? Why is he losing so many basketball games? Yeah, I thought you were a certain player. And maybe I was wrong. Yeah. You're not that level of guy.
It feels like it's been a couple seasons since Booker went out and did won a game by himself. And part of that's because he's had some, I guess, more talent around him, although it hasn't really worked. Yeah. The coaching situation there is also not great. Like, changing coaches too often is really bad for players. Like, how do you build in any consistency or, have any sort of familiarity and comfort and chemistry with the people around you? And that team has changed around Booker so many times. And now he's on what number coach is this?
Oh, I don't even.
God, I could not count on, I could not sit here and count without looking at a list.
Right.
Because he's had so many head coaches. That's another reason to me to not like their future.
I also just don't think you can't even sell hope.
No.
So when you're talking about like the Wizards or even with Brooklyn, like Brooklyn has like some draft picks coming up. You can't even sell hope to them. They're going to be in like the worst space in the NBA over the next few years where they might make the play in. They might not. They maybe make the first round.
Yeah.
But they're not going to win a series. And that's going to be like, that's where they are for like probably the next 5 years. And that's where nobody wants to be in the NBA.
Right.
And when you don't have your draft picks and you're in this like weird middle zone, you just get kind of lost. This is where like the Sacramento Kings were for 16 years, where they just kind of were just floating around in this area where like, hey, maybe we can make the playoffs. And
Are they still on the board?
They're on the board.
I'm sitting here staring at the Kings really hard.
No, I would say, wrapping up the Suns.
Yeah.
I still personally give me Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks and an owner that's willing to spend over a bunch of like the Knicks future first round picks that like the Nets have. Like at least give me an all NBA level player. And all right. We don't have picks, but
that's always been your MO, though.
It has been. It has been where I'm like, I'll take a good player.
You got to have good players. Yeah. But the thing about it is they have no way to get good players.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard.
You don't have draft picks. Like, you have nothing to go out and get anybody with. Okay, so I'm not going to take the Kings with the last pick. And I promise this is not a repeat episode, but I'm going to take the Philadelphia 76ers because I don't know if you guys realize this, but their entire future really hinges on Joel Embiid being healthy. And he's not been very healthy. Andrew, tell me again, what's his contract? How many years he got left? And what's that player option on that last year? $67 million.
$67 million.
In 28, 29. I mean, that is a potential albatross if he can't play. And it's not just he can't play every game, and it's not good enough to do the Kawhi plan, in my opinion. He's got to give them 60 games, 65 games a year, not 40. And because they need that, because they need home court, because he needs home court.
Yeah.
Like he needs home court rest. What happens if he has another season next year like this one? Like how many seasons can Joel Embiid do this to himself physically?
I don't know.
Where he's injured and having to go through rehab and surgeries. And, I start to think about his longevity. And if he's not there, you've got some young guys, so you've got a few assets, but, you don't have another number one. Tyrese Maxey's not a number one. I don't think Jared McCain's a number one. BJ Edgecombe, probably not a number one. Oh, maybe, right? But
who knows? But
maybe. They do have some talent, but it could get dark real fast with Embiid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. I think
you didn't bring up Paul George too.
I didn't bring up Paul George. I was waiting. I was expecting one of you guys to bring up Paul George.
The PG deal is rough.
No, they lost the PG for Tobias Harris swap.
Yeah,
they lost that.
That's
big time.
Unbelievable.
In year one, they lost it.
Yeah.
Just overwhelmingly. Even when Paul George was healthy, he did not fit. He didn't look like he wanted to be out there sometimes.
Yep.
And maybe that was, by the way, a downstream benefit or effect of not being healthy. Hurting his knee in preseason definitely didn't help him.
But he's been dealing with injuries for a long time. Yeah.
They signed a guy who was injury prone.
Yeah.
The Clippers were okay with letting him walk.
There was a reason for that.
Absolutely. He's not Kawhi, and he's injury prone.
Also, the Clippers, they did offer him.
Right.
I mean, they offered him 3 years and not 4, right? And so it's that's another one of those things where it's like, so much of the NBA, it's about making the right choices and scouting the right players and getting together with all your brightest minds and come up with spreadsheets and figuring out this is the best pathway to winning a thing. And then it comes down to, glad the Sixers got Paul George, because that 3-year deal looks not very good,
Yeah, so that's where I'm at on it. Is there any honorable mention before we get out of here?
I'm almost certain I didn't make a second pick.
You said the Suns, did you not?
I did.
Andrew was the Suns.
Oh my gosh, we talked about the Suns so long. I just skipped
I am almost certain I did make it, and I feel
bad
like
hosting.
I feel this team was in contention for my first pick when I went controversial with the Nets. I think there's a lot of listeners who've been screaming, the Bulls.
Yeah.
It's the Bulls.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the Bulls. Honorable mention Kings. It's the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a Matt Ishbia who's willing to loudly, maybe brashly, maybe make some wrong steps, but he's trying.
Yeah.
They have shown over and over, it feels like their goal's 39 wins. And that's a weird place to be.
Mm-hmm.
And Kobe White's solid player.
Yeah.
Solid player. The rest of it, it's just like, what exactly do we have? How are we winning a playoff series?
You're not a modest guy?
Anytime soon. I mean, Buzelis, okay, he showed a little bit, but I'm going to need to see a lot more.
It's another team that doesn't do a good job of maximizing the pieces when they do have to move on. I mean, you look at the Alex Caruso trade.
Yeah.
Just getting absolutely fleeced. You get nothing.
The Spurs got the good stuff from the Zach LaVine trade. It's like how is this happening?
Right. Just targeting, you want Josh Giddey.
Lonzo Ball, people were offering picks for Lonzo Ball last year, and you turned him into Isaac Okoro. And Isaac Okoro is what did we say?
A fine guy.
He's he belongs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He can do some things. He's also sort of similar to Patrick Williams.
Mm-hmm.
and it's
only Okoro doesn't hurt my basketball heart when he shoots the basketball. Right.
It has been a pattern of quizzical decisions from the front office and always a very low ceiling team in one of the biggest media markets in the country.
Well, they fumbled. They were the kings of the NBA. They had Michael Jordan. I mean, I don't want to get into the branding side of this.
I thought you meant the Sacramento Kings.
No, I mean the Bulls were the biggest sports franchise in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
they
1999, they blew that up. I mean, this is 40 years at least of incompetence. It's not going anywhere. You're right. They've had the bleakest past. They got rid of Michael Jordan. Like they pushed Michael Jordan out the door.
It's tough.
Yeah, pushed him to the Wizards.
So I mean, while I do usually like a team that tries to win, at some point it's like, hey, you realize though you can still win 39 games and also trade away players for picks.
Yeah.
Like that is a thing you can't actually, there is a narrow path. Sometimes your year goes bad and then you say, okay, let's lose now.
Yeah.
Our plan did not work. Let's go get a pick now. And the Bulls are like, what if we did?
But what if
we ran back another year of Vooch Main?
Well, this is the other thing. It's guys like Vooch. You have Vooch on the roster. Every team in the league that's contending is looking for a center. Why is Vooch still on your team when you're in the play-in?
I mean, they've even lost they keep missing the opportunity to move these guys too.
Right.
Where
Absolutely.
it's like, now it's like, I don't want, and then it's like a team could be like, man, Ayo Dosunmu, kind of like how he goes. Like, can we have him? Like, no, he's untouchable. We have to win 36 games or whatever. It's like, oh, come on, guys.
It's extremely bleak. I mean, the Bulls again, they should be better. They should have better resources.
Well, they traded the pick that became Franz Wagner to Orlando.
I mean,
that Vucevic
the
trade.
Vucevic trade is one of the darkest. Going back and look,
It's very
where
bad.
it's like, oh, the team that traded the picks to bring in the good player never once was better than the team they gave the picks to.
Yep.
It's like that's
pretty amazing.
That's rough.
Yeah. You guys got anything else on bleak futures before we get out of here?
Shout out to the Kings.
It's going to be so bad. But it's good to have dumb teams back in the NBA.
Congratulations, Hornets not being mentioned.
That's right.
Yeah, good job,
That's
Hornets.
They one good draft and they're just out of the basement. All of a sudden.
Utah Jazz.
I'm not even ready to call the Hornets draft a good draft yet.
Yeah.
But some other guys.
Utah is too confusing to maybe be bleak because what's going to happen? I mean, they're going to bottom out again.
I find Utah almost equally as upsetting as the Nets.
I was wondering if you would go
But
with
at
both
least
of those.
there are, when I look at Utah's roster, there's at least like guys on rookie deals where I'm like, all right, I can trade for that guy. Like Larry Markkinen's very good player. Like Walker Kessler's a good player. When I look at the Nets, I'm like, you can't even trade these people for anything.
No.
So
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this show from Summer League. Thanks, Keith Parish, for hanging out for an hour with us. It was a long time on a late night. For Andrew Schlecht, I'm Dave DuFour, and this has been the NBA Daily. Thanks for waking up with us.